Okay, let's review again the various probability concepts, and let's start with the Venn diagram. So there are 10 questions. So out of 100 people asked, 70 answered that they eat beef, 50 eat fish, and 10 are vegan. Okay, so vegan, they don't eat beef or fish. So beef and fish are considered meat. So now we have to fill out that Venn diagram. So what we know is, well, 10 are vegan. So they eat neither fish nor beef. But 70 said that they eat beef and 50 said that they eat fish. Well, that means that some of them need to eat both beef and fish, because there are only 90 left. So those are obviously mutually non-exclusive events. So what we know is that we have mutually non-exclusive events. So the probability, or the number of beef so beef or fish, the union, we know that this union is 90, and that is equal to the n of beef plus the n of fish minus the n of beef and fish. And we know that this is 90 because 100 people were surveyed, 10 are vegan, so 90 are beef or fish or both. So if 50 said that they eat fish and 70 said that they eat beef, well, that means 30 must have checked both beef and fish on their survey to make it 90. So both is 30, then beef only must be 40, and fish only must be 20. Okay, so the probability of beef, okay, that is equal to 70 over 100. So 70%. So those are all numbers in percent now. The probability of fish, well, that's 50. 50%. Okay, the probability that somebody is not a vegan, that's the probability of beef union fish, that's correct. It is 90, that's also correct. And so both A and B are correct. Are beef or fish mutually exclusive events? Depends on whether the fish has bones. Yes, only if no. Okay, from the addition rule of mutually non-exclusive event, which is the probability of beef or fish, the probability of beef plus the probability of fish minus the probability of beef and fish, it follows that the union of beef and fish is, yeah, we already derived that, so that's the 90. Okay, so from the addition rule of mutually non-exclusive events, which is, it follows that the probability of beef and fish, well, that was the 30, And we already derived that here. 30. Okay, what's the probability that someone eats meat, either beef or fish? Okay, what's the right notation? And this is B, the probability of A union B. What's the probability that someone eats beef and fish? Okay, so it's the probability of A and B, and it is 30, so both B and C are correct. Given that someone eats meat, what's the probability that someone eats fish? Okay, it's the probability of fish given meat. Given meat, we know 90 and 50 eat fish, so both A and B are correct. Given that someone is not a vegan, so that means they eat fish, what is the probability that someone eats meat? Okay, so that's the probability that somebody eats meat given that they are not a vegan. Well, that's 90 over 90, that's 1. It's the probability that somebody eats meat and is not a vegan. Okay, so the probability that somebody eats meat and is not a vegan, those are 90 over the probability that I'm not a vegan, so that's all of the above, and it's 1. Okay. Yeah, so that was the first one. Let's just stop here, and then let's continue with the second problem set in the next video.